is orange. Spaghetti ain't supposed to be orange.
This ain't spaghetti. This is army noodles with ketchup.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to yet another bonus episode of the Lines Led by Donkeys podcast. As always, I am Joe, and with me today is Nick and Rich.
Hey, I think this is the first one I've been on that you didn't say hello to start it off.
I try to change it up and sound awkward in different ways. For somebody who has been recording a podcast for well over a year now, I am still very awkward on intros. It's like meeting me in real life. I don't know what to do.
Awkward is definitely the word I would use to describe you.
Yeah. Thanks. But I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
We all stuck around for each other. So
Yeah. I haven't scared that many people away. Only like my family and friends and.
I know we haven't told you guys. I know we haven't told you guys what's happening yet today. But if you guys hear weird sounds, it's because I'm massaging a pack of cheese sauce.
Just sit on it.
Cheese spread.
So
Sorry.
that brings us to what we were talking about today, and the reason why I decided to make it a bonus episode. Because I had a fan send me, two different fans send me a whole bunch of rations from other countries. One from France and the other one from Russia, and I actually almost got a Kazakh ration off Amazon, but I looked it up, and it turns out there is a real worry for botulism because of the way that they make them, and I decided I'm not willing to die for this podcast. But we are going
for that.
Yeah, I've also heard that about the Russian one, but not nearly as bad.
Fuck.
We'll be all right. And if not, we all have free healthcare. So
Really don't want botulism though.
you'll be all right. We all could stand to lose
I'm
a pound or
hungry.
two. So we are going to talk a little bit about the history of military rations.
Horse shit. I thought we were going to start eating.
And we are going to taste test these various rations. So we have an MRE of Nick's Choice, which is a meal ready to eat for our civilian friends out there, which is the current American military ration. We have two different French military rations. One is a lasagna meal, and the other one is was it paella?
Yeah.
paella.
And sausages.
Which is hot
Honestly,
dogs.
I am just jealous of the French military right now. And we have a Russian one of which we cannot fucking read any of it. But we do have some terribly translated instructions that came with it.
One of the pictures looks like steak.
It's definitely, every single one is some kind of meat type substance in a can. And another good reason why we're doing this episode is both Rich and Nick are non-commissioned officers and cooks in the United States Army.
Culinary specialists is what we're called now, Joe.
Death from within.
I just want to eat.
So Nick shuts up. We will start off by eating what can be considered a starter. Now, we are the American one really doesn't come with a dessert and a starter. It comes with a whole bunch of shit and a dessert. So we're going to choose something to be a starter. The Russian one, we simply cannot understand.
I feel like the crackers and spread would be the starter.
I guess we can try that. The French one comes with a designated appetizer.
Like
It's
hors
awesome,
d'oeuvre.
which
Yeah,
is
it's fucking
pate.
great.
The French one came with both boar and pork pate, which is just two different kinds of pork, right? It's still wild pig, right?
Well, yeah, pork would just be like a probably domesticated pig, and boar would be a wild boar.
Yeah, I am sure that the French army is like, we have to spice this up a bit and go find some wild boar for our soldiers, which is apparently what they did.
Boar is gamey. If you've ever had like actual wild like javelina or boar or whatever.
I've had some wild pig from like South Texas.
Yeah, it's a little bit gamier than the regular.
I do
pork.
remember it being very, very good.
Yeah.
Now, we're all going to take a bite and pass it around, though I think we all could feasibly pass on every MRE menu because we already know what it all tastes like intimately. But we're going to do this. Now, I will pick I'm going to go for the Russian one since I forced this fucking botulism massacre on all of us. I will start there, and I have no idea what I'm going to eat because it's all in Russian. So just so everybody knows the instructions that I got with it. By the way, shout out to Nikita for sending me this in the first place. This is from the badly translated menu that came with it. Meat and cereal canned food. Meat and cereal canned food / meat vegetable.
I like cereal and meat.
I like my meat.
and cereal do not go together.
I like my meat vegetables. Canned meat paste force meat. Canned food vegetable.
Force?
Force meat. It's one word.
That's actually a culinary thing.
What is it?
It's like ground meat, I think.
I thought they were just forced meat.
Is it still alive? Do I have to forcibly eat it?
Yeah.
Or like is force
Down
being
your
applied
throat.
to this meat?
So, okay.
Is this meat a drunken Saturday Night Alone with a free Pornhub subscription?
Gross. So I can't exactly remember, but I do remember doing force meat in culinary school.
I bet you do. Concentrated drink for toning. Now, this is
Nice.
either a bad translation or this is a dietary supplement. I
Yeah.
don't know.
They got some fat burner.
Yeah. And means for disinfecting water, which is, and it helpfully points out that the spoon is plastic. I can see that. It looks like a regular plastic spoon you'd get from Walmart. I don't know what 1 grade means, but that is the grade of cracker that it comes with.
1 grade.
It says ship's biscuit from wheat flour of 1 grade.
I feel like that's not a good grade.
It probably is not.
But it is 1 grade.
So I will pick something from the Russian box at random. I'm going to pick the smallest one because I feel like that's probably an appetizer.
Are you spreading it on cracker?
I'm going to spread it on cracker.
Okay.
So all of there's a lot of food on the table right now, and my dog is very interested in this, and she will not be when she tastes it. Funny story about that. I was the guy who always tried to feed stray dogs in Afghanistan because I'm a dog person forever. I can't help it. And I tried to. I'm like, well, I don't have any fucking food. I'm living on MREs. This dog was half dead, skin and bones, and I tried to feed it an MRE. And it smelled it and cried and walked away without eating it. It's like, no, thank you. Death is preferable.
Would you try feeding it?
I believe it was the veggie omelet. And for people who have never eaten this, it is notorious for being one of the worst menus. And there's a reason why I was okay giving it away, because nobody was going to eat it. I would pick sleep over eating this thing for dinner.
Yeah, nobody ever wanted the veggie omelet.
So the ship's biscuit cracker is generally also known as hardtack, but this is not the hardtack that people think of when they think Civil War. Like, I can actually bite this and not fuck myself up.
What grade biscuit are you eating?
This is a 1 grade.
Okay.
I believe this is the E1 of crackers.
Yes.
And this spread, which I have randomly chosen to be the spread to
I
use.
hope it's fucking horse meat.
Oh,
God, what is that?
God. It is a formless white mass. It looks
Smell it.
cheese, maybe?
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God,
pass it to
you
our-
said maybe.
I'm going to pass it to our resident cheesemonger and
Oh.
Rich.
That's very true. Can I smell
It
it?
has a bit of oil in it.
It looks like butter and
It smells like cheese.
does smell like cheese.
really shitty cheese.
Yeah, I think
I'm going
it's-
for
I think
it.
it's
Yeah, you
cheese.
should.
I'm going for it. And
Oh, I got the oil on my finger.
I did too. It's quite sticky.
Oh.
It has a cum consistency.
if,
you will.
if your cum looks like this, you need to go to the doctor.
Seriously.
You should.
Nobody's
That is-
looks like that?
That is
No.
very solid.
Oh. Absolutely not. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, the oil's sticking to it. I,
Okay, so like cheese.
oh,
Oh, no.
oh, cheese down! I dropped the cheese on the floor.
Like cheese jello.
Now we
is what,
now we all
This-
can't eat it.
This you're still good. Just some dog hair in it.
Dang it.
This does look like a cheese jello.
Oh my!
And so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot.
Have fun. You're taking a big bite. Holy shit!
Oh, he goes all in.
Your face looks questionable. You don't know what's going on.
It's unpleasant.
It's unpleasant. Your face doesn't show that.
So
You look like you're trying to like it.
it's a very gamey cheese, which is not a way I feel like cheese should be described. If I was to steal a quote from Chopped, our resident favorite Food Network show, I'm gonna say it has the mouthfeel of vomit. A very creamy vomit, but it's not very strong tasting.
No,
It's essence of cheese.
it tastes like a lighter version of the American cheese spread that you get in MREs. Like, it's lighter. The completely shortening tasting cracker overpowers it. That's how light the flavor is.
Yeah, the crackers taste like if you attempted to bake something,
Oh, these crackers are shit.
but left out
Just tastes like straight shortening, right?
but left out anything that'd give it flavor.
Yeah, like salt, for instance.
Like literally,
Ain't good at all either.
no. The cheese tastes like if somebody tried to describe cheese to you and you've never had it before, but also
It's like the LaCroix of cheese.
it is the LaCroix of cheese. Yeah, it tastes like TV static. So we are going to move on to the. Did you want to do the crackers? Cracker with cheese from the American one.
American.
So, first of all, since we are a history show,
I have a slick tongue right now.
your tongue's a bit slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot
I
of
think
sense.
it's from the cheese.
Yeah, that makes a lot because when you think Russian, you think slippery tongue. It's because they're cheese.
Very.
Now, let me give a little warning when it comes to any of the history facts I'm going to talk about today. I'm leaving out everything to do with this podcast's honored Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte because. Not because I have an undying love for Napoleon, which is also true, but because we are planning a full series on his invasion of Russia this year, and a lot of that story is how badly his food supply got fucked up, and I really don't want to ruin any of that. But there's a popular saying: "An army marches on its stomach," and that's pretty true throughout history. Now, I guess a more realistic saying would be a soldier's stomach leads the march, or at least it did for quite some time during the age of the Roman legions and for most of history, for that matter. Soldiers would be forced to bring their food with them or forage for food, which in this term means stealing it. So I'm now being gifted something I am very familiar with.
Very.
And that is disgusting MRE cheese spread on a vegetable cracker.
This cheese spread looks like unnaturally orange lotion or something.
It looks like Cheese Whiz, but Cheese Whiz
Yeah,
is still
very.
better.
Yeah.
Which is saying something because Cheese Whiz is fucking gross.
It's like Cheese Whiz's generic brother.
I used to know somebody that would just straight up eat the cheese by itself.
Gross.
I've done
It
it
was
before.
You're disgusting.
You're
a disgusting human.
I'm not
being.
denying that.
The jalapeno cheese is where it's
That
at.
one's good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So this cheese is not good.
Well,
It's much stronger tasting than the Russian cheese,
Yeah.
but not in a good way. Like
Right.
you can tell that you're eating a cheese product, like a cheese-like substance.
It tastes
Ugh,
like-
God. I need a beer to wash this fucking shit down.
So I feel like our first fact, since we're doing cheese and cracker plate right now, charcuterie, if you will.
This is the charcuterie of like disappointment and misery.
So I feel like our first fact should be that the cheese powder that's on like Cheetos and stuff like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was invented for the U.S. military.
I feel like that's like a NASA thing, like Tang.
No, it was invented for the army. It was invented for army rations.
That's such a depressing fact because there's people out there like, oh yeah, Cheetos are the shit. But also, like, if they made
Fuck
rations,
no.
if they covered every bit of an MRE with Cheeto dust, it would be better.
I don't
That's
like
true.
Cheetos.
I don't either, but
Hot
the
Cheetos
MREs
are
are
great.
fucking gross.
If they could do a fucking hot Cheeto fucking
Oh my
MRE
God.
dusted.
Did you
I
know
fucking love
hot
hot
Cheetos
Cheetos.
were invented by a plant worker at a Cheetos factory because he didn't like the taste of Cheetos.
Nice.
And he made them up.
I want to hug that guy.
I am assuming that Cheetos did not compensate him at all for the tens of billions
No,
of
but
dollars
I-
they've made since.
I feel like I should have brought some Cheetos over so I could fit as many as I can in my mouth.
That was a question. I do remember that. So we're going to move on to one of the pâtés.
Yes. I'm
Wait.
excited. Hold on.
Did we do the French cracker?
The French crackers are... No, we did not.
The
I forgot the
biscuit?
French's...
Yeah,
I
the
forgot
biscuit?
the French came with an assorted box of crackers. Some of them are
Yeah, it's-
chocolate.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it's got 3 different shades here. We got
It looks a lot
regular
like...
cracker. We got pasty one, like kind of like Joe. And then we got like a almost chocolate, almost like a burnt one.
like Nick.
So we have
I wouldn't say me,
salted
but I feel like that
biscuits.
one's more.
No, the cracker...
Oh, they put a burnt one in every single one.
So the cracker chart looks a lot like the chart of like... that was held up against Peter before he got beaten by the cops in Family Guy.
Yep.
Now, if you ate these crackers in LA, which one of these do you have to be before you get beaten with a flashlight?
I think if you have any of these,
Any-
Definitely the salted.
Yeah.
I think
So
any of
from
these.
like cracker 2
Holy
and up,
shit, hold
Yeah.
on.
each one is individually wrapped.
Yeah, this is nice.
that
This
is-
good stuff. Here's
That's a
yours.
chocolate one.
How do you know?
Because it says it on
It's
the
chocolate
box.
colored.
That's English writing right there, Nick.
But here's the thing: we don't know yet. Have you had it?
It says it on the box.
Can we trust it?
This is not even a French product. I'm pretty sure it's probably made in the UK.
And chocolate in French is chocolat.
It's a French word, turns out. So I have I'm gonna say this cracker is the color of someone who's arrested by ICE and put in a very depressing concentration camp.
Mine's definitely murdered by the cops.
Oh, okay. So Nick has possible. You might be okay if the cops come.
Yeah, you might be okay, but you're still on the edge because this is edgy. This is kinda edgy.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good.
Hold on, this is actually.
Should I do it with the plum jelly?
Okay, so this is the best cracker yet.
Yeah, it is.
Are we gonna like bite and pass or?
Well, they all came with several crackers. Unless you really want to eat my moist cracker edges.
None of that. None of that. Moist cracker is a no.
Are we passing crackers yet? Just cracker.
This is like,
just cracker passing.
yeah, this is the worst form of ASMR ever. Is that's just chewing military rations into a microphone.
The
Oh my
chocolate
God.
one is very mild chocolate flavor. It's not that good.
No, it's not. But it's also harder to get into.
That's what she
I
said.
almost fucking broke a tooth.
So these crackers, even though we've eaten 2 different kinds of hardtack so far, are the hardest ones that we've had yet.
Wait till you bite the chocolate one.
And it should be so. The French MRE
Yeah,
is
it's
interesting.
at the end.
Yeah.
The chocolate's at the end.
So the French MRE
I'm
is
still kinda
interesting
shortening it.
in that it doesn't look like an MRE. The French MRE box looks like it's full of stuff you'd buy at like a 7-Eleven. Like
Yeah,
it's not good
sure.
looking, but all of the cans are like name brand. If these are made specifically for the military, and I have no idea if they are, they definitely don't look like it, which maybe that's part of the reason why they do it that way.
The crackers that Nick had are the best.
Yeah, for sure. The not so colored ones.
So the chocolate cracker tastes like a chocolate Teddy Graham.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But not. Chocolate Teddy Grahams are delicious, and these
Yeah,
are
but they're not very chocolatey.
You're not okay, but they still have like cookie flavor.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I kind of like it.
So we
Still a lot
have
to get into.
we have a French cheese that I'm gonna pass to Rich because she's our resident stuffy French culinarian.
Fromage fondue.
Yep, that's why I said it was cheese, because that's all I know.
I feel like we should have spread this on our crackers.
There's still several.
Good
several
thing we still have
crackers,
chocolate
yeah.
crackers.
I don't know if the chocolate ones are the right ones for this.
Here.
Here, go ahead and combine countries. This is a Russian cracker because
No.
it's the Cold War of food.
Joe, we
Hold
have
on.
plenty
I got
of
the
French
good crackers. I
crackers.
got
It's
the good
okay.
So,
There you
I'm good on crackers.
Where'd the spoon go?
There is no spoon. You just dip.
Here you go.
God damn it.
Thank you.
Now,
It looks a lot like the Russian cheese, but less solid.
I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, to be honest.
How does it smell?
I don't know. If it's one thing that French do well, it should be cheese, right?
How
Yeah,
does it
but it's
smell?
army cheese.
How does
It smells not like anything.
Okay. Cool.
Not a good sign.
Yeah. Spread some on.
Now, there's another little bit of
Oh.
military ration history is that you have to remember through much
getting
of
mayo.
the
This is
history. Oh my God, are you eating mayo?
This is Look at this. This is fucking mayo.
It looks like
Or
cheese
some
sharded.
shit.
Okay, Rich is making one hell of a face.
So
I'm not gonna eat it.
Eat it. You
Fuck.
have to eat everything.
the flavor that we said about it's not mayo. Let's just be clear on that. But the flavor that we said for the
Oh,
Russian
God.
one, it's even less flavor. Like the Russian one was barely any cheese flavor. This one is just like fucking spread with it. Like this is LaCroix fucking cheese spreads.
Oh,
This tastes like nothing.
it's not
Yeah.
It literally is scientifically engineered to taste like nothing, which I guess is better than what the Russian cheese tastes like. Though it tastes strange because, like, I know I'm supposed to be eating cheese, but I don't taste a goddamn thing. So we're gonna move on to what are we gonna move on to next?
We really should have brought like a trash can in here.
Nah.
How about another food fact? Or history
you have the
fact
food
or
fact?
whatever.
So, excuse me as I chew up this nasty shit.
Uh huh.
One of the biggest problems with pretty much the majority of human conflict
They couldn't
Up
get
until-
the cheese right.
Up until the modern age, give or take. Or at least, yeah, I'll say modern age. Is they didn't understand what food sanitation was. This is way before germ theory. Like, people didn't know how to. They had a concept of what pure water was. Like, they know that they probably should drink running water.
Probably.
But at the same time, like, there's a reason up until just about the last couple decades that if you went to war, there's a very good chance if you were going to die, it was going to be from some very easily communicable disease that you got from your food or water. The Roman legion found a way to make this a little bit easier. They realized that storing meat was incredibly hard. Obviously, they didn't have ice. They didn't have refrigeration techniques. I mean, like trying to cure it with salt was a thing, but like it was still really hard to keep all this with a marching army. So you'd see a Roman legion marching, and you'd see a huge herd of animals being driven behind them. They kept them preserved by simply only killing them when they needed them.
I mean, that's definitely the smart way to
That's
do
honestly fucking awesome.
But
I
it's
would
also
love to have
like
a
a
butcher in the unit.
That's a full-time job. Just ate one meat ration for that legion. It costs 120 sheep a day.
it. Holy shit,
How
that's
big
a
is
lot
this
of
fucking
fucking
herd?
butchering.
Well, now it's the herd. Sometimes they brought it with them. Other times they'd have to steal them from like farmers and
Oh,
stuff.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I would do.
Yeah, but it should be noted that the supply system they had was pretty much always falling apart, and these things just wouldn't be issued to them in the modern sense. They would have to pull them from the countryside. That's why, like for a long time, one of the ways that armies would piss off locals is simply by being there. Because, like, if you're from a small village and a fucking legion walks through, they're going to eat everything, and whatever they don't eat immediately, they're going to carry with them. So you're just like, well, we're all going to die now. It's not like they can go to the corner store. Like, that was literally all of my grain. That was for the winter.
It's when you shit in the grain.
They did that too because they were all in varying shades of having dysentery. Because remember, like, they had no idea what bacteria was.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to take a shit. I'm just going to go shit over there where this dude's eating, or like it's downriver or something, and it just contaminates
Let me
the whole
shit
water
in their
supply.
drinking water. It's
Yeah.
okay because our drinking water is like 50 yards that way.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good. I don't see the shit, therefore I'm not ingesting it. Now, there's a funny story about that, which we'll get into in a little bit. But obviously, I already talked about the water purification thing. So, and that was a really easy way to die from some like horrible explosive diarrhea-related death, which I guess was made easier because they're all wearing like skirts.
Yeah.
Just free flowing. There's a way to get around that, and that is by cutting their water with wine. They diluted their wine with a ton of water,
Fuck
which made
yeah.
it potable. To make
Does that work?
Is that what we're doing now?
we did bring a bottle of red wine with us. My original plan was to cut an entire bottle of wine and then put water purification tablets in it, and Rich quickly vetoed that, which is the only time I've ever lost a popular vote on this podcast because it's a podtatorship.
So let me just give my experience here, because what Joe's saying about water purification in the military and how many people it got sick, we still have this issue because probably 5 or 6 years ago, we didn't get our water buffalo. Okay, I say we. My leadership did not get our water buffalo properly sanitized and inspected before we took it out to the field. And we got awful fucking food poisoning from this horrible infected water that we were drinking out of the water buffalo. And so I'm very, very iffy about anything with water.
Honestly, one of my favorite stories that you told me today, actually, when I told you what my idea was for this episode, was that how far do now there's very specific regulations in how far like a porta potty or a slit trench has to be from where you serve food for obvious fucking reasons.
Right.
In our deployment together, now how far is that distance?
How far is that distance, Sergeant?
Hmm?
So the porta potties
100
are
yards.
meters.
Meters.
Yeah. The porta potties
We
are
don't use
supposed to
freedom
be
units in the Army.
are supposed to be at least 100 meters from any food preparation area downhill.
So our porta potties in the base that I believe I called like Camp Spartan or something in the book was 20 feet away.
If that, like they were literally, if you walked out of the kitchen and turned right and walked like maybe 10 feet, that's where the porta potty line started.
Yeah, and everybody was in a constant state of some form of like bacterial stomach infection because of that.
That the cooks were obviously blamed for. So they constantly blamed us. Oh, you guys are getting us sick. You guys are doing this. I'm very, very anal about food preparation and safety.
You're very anal about where you poop.
Also, yes. But I literally, after they accused us of getting them sick, I would stand outside and watch these nasty, nasty boys walk out of the porta potty straight into the chow line, past the hand wash station, and just start serving themselves food.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, gross.
I pee on my hands to make sure I don't get athlete's foot. So we're good.
Hands.
Yeah. Now, there's another thing that the Romans did to maybe make their water a little bit more sanitary. Now, this did not work. And I'm pretty sure the wine didn't work either. It was just a way to give them. It was a way to give them something to drink without getting them entirely drunk, which is like the diluted wine. But they would drink vinegar. Yeah,
Really?
And so if they ever thought they needed more energy, kind of like an energy, it's the ye old Bang or Monster.
I don't like this.
I feel like vinegar would be a better water purification because of all of the acid than wine.
Probably. So when they needed a bit of fat, which was a good way to get energy, gives you something to burn, was they drank olive oil. Just imagine that.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I thought that's what people in that region just did anyways.
No, well, yeah, I mean, they have to survive. They're like vampires, but only for olives. Also, another fun fact that has nothing to do with the military. A vast majority of the imported olive oil from Italy is actually all fake because the mafia switches it out for profit. Now, we have moved on to the pate from the French menu.
These do not smell good.
It
Is it
smells
supposed to have
like
a white surface.
it smells like potted meat. No, actually,
I'm getting more. It's definitely canned meat.
corned
But it
beef
smells
hash.
familiar.
It
There
smells
we
like
go.
corned beef
Yes.
hash.
Because corned beef
It's-
hash is canned meat if you get it out of a
that's
can,
what it smells
obviously.
like.
Now, it is also covered in a fine jelly-like sheen.
Okay, cool. You're getting the same thing we're
Yeah,
getting here.
That is fat.
Yeah, and I know it's supposed to be heated up, so these all came with chemical heaters. Now you can't use those indoors because they can kill you. So we
Ours is
decided
stronger than yours.
you might have the boar then. I might have the regular
Might
pig.
be.
So we couldn't use any of the chemical heaters while we're recording because we would.
Yeah,
Kill ourselves.
Yeah, just in the room.
So everything we were eating is raw, which I know is not how you're supposed. Not everything
cold.
Yeah, it's already pre-cooked. At least I hope the European ones are pre-cooked. I know the American one
pate
is.
is fully cooked, no matter how you have it.
But the fat would generally melt into the product if you heated it. Or like the pork rib MRE in the American in the American rations is like coated in a thick jelly
Yeah.
that you have to heat to get to go. Or if you're me and always eat MRE's cold, you have to scrape it off and just kind of hook it somewhere. it looks like fucking ectoplasm.
Like
So-
you hawked a giant lug.
Yeah, like my MRE came.
So this gel that you're talking about, this is what, like, if I make a soup and boil the bones and everything,
yeah.
that gel will be on the top of the soup. It's like it's just animal fat or animal marrow and stuff.
I'm pretty sure this is actually fat from a French conscript.
Mm.
Now I'm gonna take a bite of this pet, and again, my dog is very interested, and she probably won't be if she actually gets
Because
to
it
taste
smells like dog food. That's why she's interested.
That's a good point. Yeah, I feed like a much better than this. Okay, so it's a bit hard, which is not what I expected. Oh man.
Oh wow, that was a bigger chunk than I wanted. Fuck, and I got the fucking goo.
Oh, the consistency's fucking awful. It just melts. It's like a meat jelly.
Oh.
God.
Oh, I got the jello.
Not good.
This is the fucking worst thing
Let me
we've
try
had yet.
yours.
This is the worst fucking thing
Oh
we've had.
god.
Yeah, switch.
Let me get. I have this really thick fucking.
You fucking skipped out on your gel. You didn't get any of it.
It's all gel. Okay, that did not.
Wow, this one's way harder.
Why does yours look rotten? It's like gray.
It's the boar. It's gamier.
Oh,
This
God.
one's way harder. I also
she
got a
said.
smaller piece because I didn't want to endure what
All
I had
right,
last
I'm trying
time.
the boar now, which is a grayish green
Hey,
consistency.
oh, that.
oh
Oh yeah, that's terrible. It's so bad.
that's fucking awful. That's not good.
The one that Joe had originally is better
Yeah,
than the
this
boar.
one's way better.
The boar made me want to throw
It
up.
tastes like a boar shit in my mouth.
Try this one again.
No, thank you. Now I've never had pate like regularly. What's it supposed to? Is it supposed to taste like the animal shit in my mouth?
No. So it's similar consistency, but it's fresh meat. Like it's not processed canned. Like it doesn't have that processed canned flavor.
This was fresh at some point.
Pate also has like livers and organ meats and stuff in them.
I mean, I've had organ meats and they're pretty strong tasting, but
yeah,
like
I don't like it.
yeah. All right, so the French pate is the worst thing we've had so far. And the beer is not getting it out of my mouth.
I don't have enough beer.
Yeah, that's one that sticks around.
I don't have enough beer.
Oh, this fucking pate is camping out like it pays me rent.
Open the wine.
So we're gonna move on to a Russian menu. I feel like that's a good bet. The Russian menu next.
Rich has been opening everything for me. I've been handing her, so it's been great.
I have to show off my big muscles.
Now, we're going to oh god, this isn't even a real metal can. This is like
it's like bending as we
What
touch
is
it.
that?
I don't know.
You can't even read it. Nikpa. If I could guess.
Those aren't even Latin letters. But yeah, so
it's got a family on the front. It's happy. It should be good.
so it's family food. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see what's going on.
Now,
What is that?
That is yellow.
oh boy.
Wait,
Not
hold on.
like a good yellow, like a curry yellow. I mean, I love curry, don't get me wrong. But that's not a good yellow.
This is puzzling. It smells good.
It looks like baby food.
But it shouldn't look like this smelling good.
Now, just so
it does smell
we
kinda
already
good.
talked about the worst thing we've had so far, so I'm going to describe something that would taste far worse. The Mongolian warriors really didn't have a whole lot going for them. The steppes are mostly barren; they couldn't grow crops. They had to carry like salted meat on them for long distances. But one thing that got them going, which actually, if you watch the series Booze Traveler, he drinks this and vomits. Is fermented mare's milk, which is about 3% alcohol once it ferments. They get fucked up on horse milk.
Terrible.
Yo, bro, you want to drink some horse milk with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm opening mine, and what
Get
in
fucked
the
up on that udder
fuck?
juice.
That's brown.
It is a shapeless brown cup, and it smells vaguely like meat. It smells a lot like the pate, actually.
Hold on. Could it be the meat cereal?
This might be meat cereal. Okay, so this
Are we
actually,
eating the same thing.
I have to say that this looks like it should be chocolate.
This should be curry.
No, this should just be baby food. It looks like
Okay.
pureed butternut squash.
I didn't taste anything.
This doesn't taste like much of much.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's got an aftertaste. It's not good.
This is better than the French.
Yeah, but I don't know what
pate,
it is
for
still.
I will
sure.
say this is better than the French pate simply because I don't want to rip my tongue out.
I don't know what it is. It's something just
It's got
pureed, but
almost
it's still better. It's got
I
a little
get
bit
spice.
of season,
I
like a
get
little bit of
spices.
spice in it. Yeah.
I don't get any
This
other
is
taste,
definitely some kind of meat.
I could not
try
tell
some-
you.
Maybe some tomato basil? I don't fucking know.
I could not tell you what this is.
Okay, before you look deep into this thing that I'm holding, I want you to think like you come back from a long patrol, like fuck, I'm really hungry. So you crack open a steaming hot can of this.
Oh, God.
God,
It's mocha pudding.
it looks like chocolate mousse.
Yep, keep thinking that.
This looks delicious. I don't care.
It's not chocolate.
But like with
Oh,
gelatin
God.
in it because it's like way more solid than the baby food that we were just eating.
Oh, it should not smell like that.
Okay, so this is definitely some kind of
Whoa.
butternut squash.
Yours does not smell good. Oh.
It tastes like some kind of butternut squash.
It's not bad.
No, of
It
all
tastes like spices more than anything.
I'm not gonna say it's good, but of the last 3 things we've eaten, this is the least offending. Rich
People eat this.
Rich looks like I just killed her parents.
This is not good.
Get it off my fucking...
So does that beat the pate for the worst thing we've eaten?
Yeah.
It's the consistency, right?
It's like chop mixed with fucking pureed meat or something. Like it's
I think that might be the force meat. Because you know what? I had to force
Oh.
myself to eat it.
Dude, these dudes in Russia are fucking like coming up with shit to feed their soldiers. They're like, hold on, let's do
This
this.
is why I'm afraid to fight the Russian army, is that they're fueled by this garbage. It's
Yeah,
like-
so they're pissed off all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the French army should be mad too that this is the pate that they're getting, but All right, so we have a few more cans of meat.
Maybe
In
heat
very-
it up. It's not so bad. I don't know.
No, heat
It's not
isn't going to
good.
make that any better. So there's 3 more cans of meat in the Russian one. I'm going to pick one at random.
I'm so ready for the French stuff now.
I know it's probably going to be good. That's what I'm going to try to end with it.
Probably gonna be. That's very strong. Those are very strong feelings.
What do you mean? Look at this lasagna. Looks fucking delicious.
I'm
first
sure it
of
looks
all.
just like that.
Yeah, with some parsley on there too.
So I'm grabbing this red, unmarked red can of Russian meat.
I call this one.
All right.
Now there's only one English word on
And
this
I've got
whole
the green
can.
one.
Hold on, I want that one. It's got beef on it, so I know what it is.
So there's only one Russian, or this whole can is in Russian, obviously, but there's one English word, which I'm sure is not English, but it is I should point out, it just says no.
No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah, it just says no,
Nice.
which tells me everything I need to know about whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Mine says October.
Okay, there's an awful lot of liquid in here. Oh god, this looks nasty. So this kind of looks like brains. I can't. There's some vegetables in it.
You're scaring me with how much liquid's in here. I don't want to spill any on me.
Yeah, be real careful. There's some vegetable. It looks like some onions. The red stuff might be
fucking
tomatoes.
horse shit.
I'm gonna have a shot.
Hold on, I need to open up the kukri.
What did you do?
Okay.
Um.
Okay, this is the least offending thing that we've had so far. I'll actually have a second bite.
Ew, that was a big bite.
It's not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's not bad.
What is this?
What is
Why is there styrofoam in here?
What's that styrofoam?
What is this?
I.
It feels like styrofoam.
It's a very majestic creature that
Oh,
roams.
it smells.
You should have let me open it, Nick.
Literally, you would have done the same thing.
What on
I
earth are you
pulled
two
on the
doing
tab.
over there?
It's literally
Oh my
doesn't want to
gosh.
open.
Now, we're gonna jump into
Oh,
the
this looks
Ottoman
so-
Empire
That
for our
is-
next
that is
fact.
that is a layer of fat, like
Oh,
solidified
God.
fat.
Oh god!
Not like the gel that we were talking about
bad.
earlier. That is
Why is this
solidified
so-
fat.
Give it a bite.
All right.
You chose it. You
This
actually
is
took it
horse
from
shit.
me.
What's the cure for botulism? We're all getting it.
Doctors?
Oh well, good thing we get free healthcare.
It looks like mine has rice in it,
That's
Cool.
good. It's,
Mine just.
I can. Nick's looks like depression.
or maybe like some.
Oh my god! It wouldn't open.
It has so much
It
fat
didn't want
congealed
me
on
to
it
eat
that,
it.
that he could not
It
open
didn't
it.
want me to
Just
eat
go
it.
ahead and take a bite before I start this next fact. Oh man.
Here you go.
It should be noted that he
Oh.
is purposely trying not to chew. He's just kind of moving it around in his mouth, hoping it just turns to liquid so he can swallow it. So our next food fact comes from the Ottoman Empire and something called the Janissaries. Are you aware of what the Janissaries are?
No.
They clean the hallways.
Those are
What?
custodial engineers, Dick. Now, a janissary was normally a Christian child that was kidnapped from
This one's not bad.
their family and forced to become Muslim and raised within a martial society within the Ottoman Empire. They could never marry. They could never engage in any kind of commerce, stuff like that. They're slaves, effectively. Now, thankfully, this is merely a side note for the Ottoman Empire, who thankfully never did anything else wrong ever again. Especially not to my family. Never happened. Now, these guys got to eat really, really well. Like, they ate fresh meat, fresh coffee. They get to eat as much as they want. So it's like being in the military. This is about as good as it got.
I'm jealous of them right now.
Yeah, they definitely, whatever they were eating was better than us. Now, the problem is like they got to eat as much as they wanted, which turned out to be a lot. And the bakers of the Ottoman capital simply could not keep up with it, with like how much bread that they ate. And so they cut the flour in the bread with dirt, and a whole bunch of janissaries died.
Yeah.
Hold on, what?
What?
Yep, dirt bread. Dirt bread kills people.
Not good. Yeah, there's such thing as fucking bacteria and foodborne illnesses.
Now, I'm going to take a bite of
This isn't bad.
Nick's
Whatever
mystery
the fuck you had
thing.
is pretty good.
Yeah, the one that Joe started with has like peppers and stuff in it. It has like actual flavor. The ones that we got, no,
I
not
think
so
this
much.
is a potato. Right here.
Okay, so I'm gonna try a bite of Nick's fucking.
We got potato,
Awfulness.
peppers. This is good.
Ugh.
I like this. If this
Yeah,
was
that
heated
one's
up,
good.
this was
That
heated
one's
up,
better than most of our MREs, honestly.
Okay, so this just kind of tastes what I imagine cat food tastes like.
Yeah, for sure.
Same consistency too. The mic isn't
Did
hungry.
you get any of the fat with you?
No, I skipped that.
Make sure you do that next
No,
time.
thank you. There's not gonna be a next time.
That's what I did.
Now I have so many fucking cans of Russian meat in front of me. I'm gonna try what Rich had, and this looks again gray.
It's
which
not
it
bad.
Probably
it's not
shouldn't
as
be.
it's not as much flavor. I think that's why it's not as bad.
This looks like lentils.
Maybe
I don't know.
a little bit ricey, a little bit lentily.
This chicken.
Okay.
I just want you all to know that Nick might actually finish this.
Yours
this
isn't
other
bad.
one.
Rich, yours isn't bad either.
But this one's better.
No, that one has like actual
holy
like
shit.
flavors that I can identify.
Yeah.
Which is key.
Which is the first so far. Okay. Okay. Second spoonful, a little bad tasting.
It's. I think it's kind of bitter.
So, we're going to talk about our good friends in the Continental Army of the Revolutionary United States. Now, George Washington and his army ran into a little bit of a problem. He had no money to feed his army. This is kind of what happens when a bunch of rich, slave-owning libertarians attempt to start a country without understanding how taxes work. Now, that didn't stop the government from rolling out a specific ration that each soldier would get every
Spoil the
single
French
day.
meal.
In 1775, the official ration of the Continental Army was 1 pound of meat, 1 pound of flour, 3 pounds of peas or beans per week, 1 pint of milk, 1 pint of rice, some beer or cider made out of spruce needles to ward off scurvy, and some molasses. Sometimes they also got rum. So it's pretty good, honestly. Like, this is what they just got sounds better than
So-
what we've eaten yet.
If you guys are interested in any like 17th or 18th century cooking, there is a channel on YouTube which is really good for reenactors as well, called Jazztown Sons, and he shows how to cook 18th century, not 19th century, but 17th century style cooking.
Oh, no. It's awesome.
What does it look like?
It's just it is just a slate of fat.
Yes.
So far, the best thing that we've had was a Russian MRE.
We
Yeah.
ate an entire Russian.
And it's almost done.
I'm gonna fillet off this layer of fat so I can get to the meat.
I'm a
actual
little
food.
bit nervous
You're
about
dissecting your lasagna. I don't think that's
Here.
fat.
I'm a little bit nervous
No, that's
about this
actually
paella
noodle.
Yeah,
because
that's
it
the
has
fucking
like
noodle.
shrimp and mussels
God
and things
damn
in
it.
it that I don't want to eat when they're not fresh.
Oh, you're gonna eat them. So I'm eating the French lasagna, and
on.
let's see what this is like.
I picked the
This smells like
sausages
a
because
tuna.
they're already pretty processed. So how much more processed
This
can they
smells like
get,
tuna.
right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
this isn't bad.
How did I get stuck with this?
Okay, why the fuck? Why the fuck do my sausages look like fucking?
It looks like clam chowder.
Yeah, like what is this shit?
Okay, so lasagna is pretty good. For
I wanted that one, but
Yeah, I made him give it up.
why?
eat your tuna salad and shut the
Eat
fuck
your
up.
fucking paella.
Oh, whatever.
Oh my god. Eat your sausage that
I'm-
isn't sausage.
I'm working on it.
It's just fucking hot
Oh,
links or
God.
whatever.
Not bad.
Yeah, the main courses for the French one definitely made up for the paella, I suppose.
No.
Nick is unhappy.
No. It's fucking tuna. With
Ugh.
rice.
Okay, switch.
God damn it. This doesn't look good.
Now on to we're gonna talk about the Civil War. Much
Yeah.
like the Revolutionary War, there was a standard ration
The consistency sucks.
that there's a standard ration on paper anyway. It looks like they would eventually get like a ton of food, but they never actually got it. Kind of like the Revolution, their supply line sucked. I mean, it was the 1800s. They didn't really have this shit down to a science yet. Instead, soldiers would be forced to live on some hardtack biscuits, which we have tried
Yum.
our modern versions today. But they were really like, we jokingly said breaking our teeth on hardtack, but theirs really was almost inedibly hard. So they would soften it up with normally some bacon fat, but most of the bacon they got was rancid. So they would eat rotten ass pork with some crackers. Yep. This also happened to be the first war that U.S. soldiers would march off into without being issued booze.
Really?
Yeah, in its place would be the most American staple they could find ever since we started chucking tea into a bay as a political protest. Coffee.
Oh wow.
Now-
Sour, right?
Why is it sour?
I don't know. It's a tuna.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a bite of the paella. Oh, I found a hot
Oh
dog.
wow! Holy shit!
That's the sausage. I don't know if anybody is surprised by this, but canned paella, not good.
I was expecting gourmet shit personally.
I mean, if I heated this up, it probably wouldn't be. I
Okay.
don't know.
It's not offending. It doesn't taste great.
The sausages?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they're not
it's
bad.
the fucking consistency.
The
It's just
consistency.
like- yeah, I couldn't.
I think that's just paella.
Okay, lasagna definitely the best thing out of this.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
I'm
for
trying.
sure.
What is the seafood shit?
That's the paella.
What's the one with the hot
The
dogs?
sausages.
Oh, okay. So it's two different.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a vomit consistency.
Okay. Paella's not good.
No, not at all.
God, that is a strong ass shrimp taste. Fuck.
Here, take the tuna salad.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to. What the
Take
fuck?
it. Take it all.
What are they cubes?
Put it
You
in
made
your
us-
mouth.
You made us eat everything.
Tuna salad's better than the paella.
It is.
But it's sour.
It is sour.
It's just at the end.
Okay, guys, I'm opening the American one, the chili with beans.
It's second place of these
Honestly,
three.
yeah, for sure. Because I'd eat the lasagna, then I'd eat that.
Yeah. No, I would have lasagna than the sausages.
Would you?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I wouldn't
yes.
do that.
Lasagna, sausages, tuna, paella.
No.
And before all of those, whatever that Russian one with the peppers was.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I completely forgot. I gotta finish this.
Gross. It's not
Dude,
that good.
this-
How did I
It's
know
good.
Nick was going to be the one that finished an entire ration?
Go
Now,
fuck yourself. You almost ate all the lasagna.
I ate like a quarter of it,
Yeah.
which is not almost all of it. All right, so calm your tits.
Between the three of us.
now,
Very.
it turns out, as all three of us are either veterans or current soldiers, that giving soldiers a ration of booze and a loaded weapon is not a great idea.
What?
Like, imagine if we got given booze and even like a shot glass of rum in Afghanistan. We'd immediately be doing like back alley deals to try to get as many of those as possible as we get drunk.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what happened.
I've seen it happen.
I just had my mom mail me booze, and then I drank it all. All right, so I'm having, what is this, chili mac? Chili and beans?
Chili with beans.
Chili with beans.
All right, so it looks like poop. Like, I've definitely pooped this out before.
It's a little sweet, oddly, and a bit of spice in the back.
You know, it's not good. It doesn't taste like a whole lot of much anything. But there's one thing that is important to note on American MREs, and that is the main course kind of always tastes the same.
Always. Yes.
Like, they just taste like chemistry.
Here,
Now,
here,
The
have your-
cornbread is good. I
Have
like
your
the cornbread.
cornbread with it.
oh, of course.
Chili with cornbread.
I don't know why the MRE cornbread is so good. I just don't know why.
It's not that good.
It's actually pretty good.
It's so good.
I'm down with it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's not that good. Go fuck yourself.
I've been in the Army for almost a decade. It's been a while. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it doesn't taste like cornbread, though. It just tastes like cake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's super sweet.
it's super
but that's
sweet.
the point.
The only thing separating this from their pound cake is they made it with corn,
Very.
which is the most American thing that you could possibly do is turn everything into a dessert.
All right, so chili with cornbread. I'm kind of down with it.
It's not offending. It doesn't taste good, but it doesn't taste bad. The cornbread's good.
Yeah.
Now, they started issuing coffee out to Union soldiers. Now, Confederates couldn't do this because during the huge blockade that we had over the South, I say we, even though it's almost certain that Rich's family fought for the Confederacy.
I can neither confirm nor deny those statements.
I mean, I don't see your family owning any plantations these days, but how do I know that?
Mostly just cattle farm, but yeah.
Likely story. Now, the Confederacy couldn't get their hands on coffee. It turned into a pretty expensive like luxury good. Like a pound of it cost $1,000 by like 2 years into the war.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So they roasted like chicory seeds and stuff like that for coffee, which actually ended up being really popular and is I mean, it kind of tastes like shit. I've had it before, but
Where have you had it?
I had it at like some really shitty hipster coffee place in Kentucky.
Okay.
And I was like, I've never had that before, which is weird because Kentucky wasn't in the Confederacy, but they really wanted to be. I mean, modern day, they really wish
Oh,
they
yeah,
were.
they
There's
really wish
so
they
many,
were there.
There's so many
Yeah.
Confederate flags. It's funny too because I went to a Civil War monument there that is like It's where dugouts used to be like positions in case like an invasion came, and it never happened. Like there's never a battle there. And they're like, yeah, this is what would have happened, but nothing really happened. That's the end of the tour.
Well, we're proud of it.
Yeah. Now, that kind of turned into something of a local thing, and they still serve it in like New Orleans. But so at first they would issue out like whole beans to soldiers, and they're like, yeah, you have to grind these up and roast them yourself, which is kind of a huge pain in the ass to do in the field. So instant coffee was invented, or at the time was almost hilariously named the essence of coffee.
Nice.
That's got to be the name of some shitty sit-down like hipster place in Tacoma. The essence of coffee.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Now, it was a coffee reduction added in with sugar and milk.
Coffee reduction. Fuck yes.
Yeah. But as the dawning of the age of the military contracting grift started to come around this time, people quickly began to figure out that the Army doesn't actually check this shit. And we're just going to skimp out when it comes to, say, getting new milk. So they started shipping this shit out with rotten-ass milk and getting soldiers sick and dying.
So this was before UHT milk, I guess.
This is before most things.
Oh, God.
Food, anything when it came to stabilization and long-term keeping just wasn't really a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Now just imagine how bad food poisoning sucks, because it does. Now imagine you have to march like 20 fucking miles wearing all wool.
Ugh.
In like the Georgia heat.
Oh, God.
Now, it should be noted that booze in American military rations did continue in the Navy all the way up until World War I. That was where the term cup of joe comes from, because Navy Secretary, and this is true, Josephus Daniels.
Josephus?
Yep.
That's awesome.
What?
Yeah, because back in the day,
That's not a real name?
You know, people say that American white people have dumb names now. Josephus.
Josephus.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Bocephus,
That's awesome.
but Joe.
You've heard of Bocephus?
Yes.
Why?
What?
Because it's a very famous name. It's like one of the
Well, who's famous that has that?
one of the outlaw country singers. I can't remember exactly who right now.
That's
Bocephus. It's like
So he's popular in 2 counties
like
of eastern
Hank-
Texas?
no, it's like Hank Williams
He's
or
really
something.
good at the live bars.
Yeah.
Hank Williams or something called himself Bocephus. Like I can't remember exactly who, but I'm pretty sure it's somebody.
Has a lot of really opinionated songs on cotton fields, probably. Anyway, it was Josephus who ordered the booze to be banned from ships and was replaced with coffee. And the sailors began to call their coffee a cup of joe because they fucking hated it.
They didn't want to call it Josephus.
Nobody wants to call anything
I
Josephus.
want a cup of Josephus.
Josephus is. I didn't even get called that to be made fun of. I just got Josephine.
Honestly, I'd rather be that than Josephus.
Another coffee fact.
Josephus sounds like an STD.
American soldiers invented the cafe Americano. Now, they did this when American soldiers invaded Italy during World War II, and their shitty taste in American coffee, combined with their first taste of actual Italian espresso, it was too strong for them to handle, so they watered it down. Hence is born the drink that I get every single day I leave the house.
That is actually kind of
Yeah,
awesome. I love that fact.
They had to dilute it with water. Yep. It only took us almost an hour to get to the first thing that you've cared about.
This table is starting to smell like shit.
It is covered in food waste.
We made a big mistake not bringing like a trash can or a trash bag or something up here because there's
fucking
just
incinerator.
fucking canned
Now-
food everywhere.
We will do our dessert, and then I will close it out with one last food story. Now, the Russian one is a chocolate bar. Or at least I think it's chocolate.
Well, it's camouflage, so that's cool.
It's to be determined.
It is weird that their package is camouflage.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. The French one is
What?
a chocolate bar, I believe, right?
The French one? No,
Yeah.
the French one's rice pudding.
One of them's rice pudding, but the other one's something else.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, we got rice pudding here.
And it should be noted, like it's not like a faceless military bag of pudding. It's like this looks like something you'd buy at 7-Eleven.
Fudge brownie.
And the American one is fudge brownie.
Don't open.
All right, so I get to have what looks like the most normal dessert first in the pudding. I'm probably contaminating our taste tests here.
Is this fucking jerky?
Oh man, that is a very Dutch.
Oh, this looks like somebody molded their shit out of the toilet. into a fucking bar.
The Russian chocolate bar looks like a shit you take after like a long night of drinking.
Yeah, and then you just fucking mold it and you go, here, Russian fucking dessert bar.
Okay. American fudge brownie, delicious.
French pudding, also good.
Nick's face does not say good
The fuck is this?
for the Russian one.
It's not chocolate.
It's not?
No.
Is it meat?
No. I think it's like,
Here, have
like
some fudge
prunes
brownie.
or some shit.
God. It's their one to make you poop. Like we have the gum.
What the fuck is that?
It's dates.
It's definitely
Joe will love it.
dates are the shit. Now that
Oh yeah, this is the shit.
now the
Now
Russian
the
or the
brownies.
Russian
Holy
pudding.
shit, I've never had this
The
one.
French pudding is definitely not American because you can tell they did not add a ton of sugar to it. Like it's just sweet enough to be a dessert.
This one's got sugar on it.
All right, so I'm gonna eat this date bar.
Joe, you'll like it.
Fucking tastes
Oh,
terrible.
it's good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dates are delicious.
I hate dates.
That's why you can go fuck yourself. Here's a brownie.
Put in your fucking healthy dates and eat this fat brownie. Like an American.
And the brownie is the most tasty.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like a good brownie, but it tastes like a brownie.
I think it's because I ate this last, but the rice pudding, no.
What do you find so objectionable about it?
I think it's just because I had so much other flavor in my mouth from the chocolate
Here.
brownie and from the date bar that like once when I ate it, like the lack of flavor was fucking
I had
jarring.
I had it first, so that's probably why I had the best opinion of it. Like
It's not bad.
it tastes like a European dessert I would expect.
It's
Yeah.
not bad.
No.
It's something I'd eat if I was hungry, yeah.
Yeah. None of these are bad.
All right, I'm handing out pâté de fruit or nougat au fruit.
God.
So
You know, I feel so bad for Nate. He's gonna have to cut out so many just random chewing noises.
I think that they
Oh.
really make the podcast, honestly.
We need to. Ugh. Don't do that.
I was eating.
Sorry.
Nate, don't cut out anything unless Joe says my real name.
Well, unless fucking,
I cut that out.
unless Rich says some real racist Texas shit.
Whoa! Whoa! Now they're gonna think I did and that they cut it out or some shit.
They expect
Okay,
that
this
from
tastes
Texans.
really weird.
Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Is it a candy bar?
It's like, what is the shit that we made? Hold on.
It's almost like
From Narnia. The
what?
From
Okay.
Narnia?
yes,
You've been to Narnia before?
yes. No,
Turkish delights?
yes, Turkish delight. That's
How
what it
dare you
tastes
bring
like.
that up in my podcasting room?
That's what it tastes like. So when I was in elementary school and we read what's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, we
Yeah.
made Turkish delight in my class, and that's what this tastes like. This fruit pate or whatever.
I think there's raisins in this.
I would like to give a shout out to the French for not calling it Turkish delights because
think
I just
there's
don't like
raisins in
that.
What is this?
Turkish delight.
now.
Oh, that's not
Have either one of you ever heard of the embalmed beef scandal?
No.
No, sounds terrible.
So
Let me get your bar.
I ate it all.
How the fuck? We're supposed to be trying it. Open your mouth.
That is really weird.
This one is interesting. This wafer nougat thing.
I'll eat all of them. I don't.
Now-
they taste good.
The embalmed beef scandal is a time when U.S. military contractors nearly killed the American Expeditionary Force during the Spanish-American War.
Wow.
So in 1898, the U.S. and Spain went to war as America decided to get in on some of that sweet, sweet imperialism overseas. Problem was, the U.S. had no real rationing system in place for the military. It was this weird, strange inter-period phase between state volunteer militias and a standing army as we recognize it today. Like, America really didn't get one of those in World War One.
Mm.
Like, there was, like, the first Nebraska Volunteer Regiment still, like, fighting the Spanish-American War.
Right.
Like, only really in World War One, we're like, yeah, well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
All it goes back to, like, the Revolutionary War, when we had a deep, deep distrust for, like, a strong standing army. Because Britain reasons, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is what,
tea.
yeah, which is why we kept getting stomped by Britain, and then we failed to invade Canada because he had a bunch of idiot-ass militiamen. So the U.S. Secretary of War, Russell Alger, quickly got some contracts signed with very little haggling with major U.S. beef suppliers. Now, I should point out that Alger was a businessman himself, and this is before the U.S. had literally any food regulations whatsoever.
If you were selling beef to the U.S. Army, what would be your company name?
Government Beef Co.
Hmm.
We got your beef. I don't know.
You seem like you had one on deck there, Nick.
No.
What is it?
No, I just wanted to know.
Oh, okay.
I would name it the most faceless fucking thing you could possibly imagine, because nobody's going to think anything bad. Like, you're not going to have a high opinion of Government Beef Co.
U.S. Beef.
That's already a company.
Your mom's a company.
All right. Congrats on her incorporation. Now, it's about time she makes some. I've been playing Call of Duty since it came out, and if all those kids are true, she gets fucked a lot. So it's about it's about time she makes some money.
You know what? Good for her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
good for her.
strong woman. Yeah,
Second of all,
yeah.
whoever the
Owning
fuck
your
are the sweat
sexuality.
lords that keep killing me on Call of Duty?
we'll fucking find you.
Because I'm not good at the game anymore.
It reminds me of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where he prints off the list of people who left bad
Yeah.
reviews and went to their house. Like, are you Dick Lord 55? And just started beating the shit out of them. Now, this contract, which already remember included zero regulation when it came to the quality of the food, also included no oversight whatsoever when it came to like
You don't need it.
like the government's gonna like check and like, hey, how's the beef canning coming?
Yeah.
Nope, none of that.
How's our food?
So cans of beef were quickly sent to Cuba to support the American army. Also went to the Philippines, but the guys in the Philippines didn't really report any problems. By the time it showed up, it was already rotten or chemically adulterated to the point it was deadly to consume. This is already a problem, but thousands of American soldiers were already weakened by like yellow fever, malaria, shit, like already pretty deadly diseases. So the ones that were kind of on the edge dropped fucking dead from their beef.
Really?
Yeah, a army doctor
That's why I
who
choose not to have any beef. I don't like violence.
definitely whatever we ate today was never an actual living thing. Yep.
Yeah, I
it was
don't
all
know.
created in a lab.
I tend to agree with that. The cereal bar is fucking delicious.
Holy shit. Dude, try that.
Let me try the cereal bar. Oh,
You really got to use some jaw muscles in that
pretty
one.
tough.
though.
it's lemony.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I love lemon and chocolate bar.
Now, there's a doctor who's taking care of all these people who got sick from the meat in Cuba. He said, quote, "The meat looked normal, but had an odor similar to a dead body after being injected with formaldehyde and tastes like decomposing boric acid."
Yum. Drop some chocolate in your station.
I don't know why he knows what decomposing
I was
boric
just
acid
about to
tastes
ask
like.
that. Like, why would you know that flavor?
It's like when somebody says that tastes like shit. I'm like, yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
I ate
okay,
pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You pieces of shit for breakfast?
just decomposing boric acid is so fucking specific. Like, your senses, your smell, your
I'm gonna go on the limb here and assume this guy's accidentally eaten a dead body.
maybe
Had some of that long pig.
like your smelling is very, very connected with your taste buds, so that's why you can kind of say like that tastes like shit and have knowledge of it.
I mean, we've all walked into a bathroom after somebody blew it up and you kind of taste it a little.
yeah, like you eat as much
and you
with
have
your
to figure out what they ate.
yeah,
So
you eat
sit
as much
there a
with your
little bit
nose
longer
as you
and
do with
find
your
out
tongue.
What's going on?
Yeah. Now, General Nelson Miles said, quote, "There is no life or nourishment in the meat." And I don't know why
There
I
is
find
no
that-
life.
Or
even if you had good meat.
I don't
I
don't
don't
know
ever
why-
want life in my meat.
I don't know why I find that sentence so incredibly hilarious. Like I'm gonna make a shirt for our podcast that says "There's no life or nourishment in this meat." Like there sounds like something that the nihilist Arby's account on Twitter would say. It's like there's no life or nourishment in the meat. Eat
No
at
gods,
Arby's.
no leaders.
No gods, no masters, no meat. Nobody got in trouble because of course they didn't. The meat kept getting made. And people kept dying. Now, if you think that the U.S. Secretary of War, Alger, would get in, I don't know, trouble, maybe even get fired, nope, he's remembered as a hero in this in a state. Now, I'm going to let you guess what state it is.
There's 50 we got.
I will say not Texas, because I know I pick on Texas a lot.
So a southern state then?
Nope.
Whoa.
Northern.
Whoa.
Okay.
Ohio.
He was born in Ohio, but that's not where he's at.
That was a pretty good guess.
But he was not famous there. He was a former governor and hero. There's a monument and a city named after him.
Connecticut.
Michigan.
I should
Go
have
fuck
known.
yourself.
Yep. And I have driven through that town.
Wait, so he was born in Ohio and then famous in Michigan?
Yeah, which is like nuts, right?
Yeah.
And remember, there's people that voted for him to be governor who definitely remember the time that Michigan invaded Ohio and started shooting people.
Yeah. Oh man.
And yeah, that is. I'm gonna have some weird poops, guys. That's the end of the episode. I don't know what else to say.
I'm not going to think about how this is all going to come out of me. Just that. Okay, wait.
Hopefully, it comes up the same way it came in. I can just get it out of the way.
So consensus.
Oh yeah, we gotta pick which one was the best.
Yeah.
Overall,
Best starter. Best starter.
Best
Okay.
starter. So the Russian one was the strange cheese.
I
Yeah.
actually kind of like the mild flavor of the Russian one.
The now the French one loses immediately because
Yeah.
the pate
Very.
the pate made me gag.
Every like both of them. Yeah, definitely.
It's staring at me from where it sits right now. It's somehow getting grayer.
From smell and taste, it was
Yeah,
bad.
this
all
whole
bad.
table just smells.
The mouth feel makes me want to commit suicide.
Going into this, we all bet we had our bets on the French ones. and
we
they-
all thought the French one was gonna be better.
they seriously disappointed.
Yeah, I would. I'm saying the Russian one's the dark horse because I expected every single can that I opened to be fucking abhorrent and like a war crime.
No, but this one surprised me.
No, I think the Russian one. I mean, obviously the American MRE, I will say, still tasted the best.
yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is, I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm shocked. Like I thought the French one was gonna kick our ass. It definitely
I
didn't.
thought they were gonna blow us out of the water.
I thought the Russian one was gonna be completely unpalatable, and it beat the French one.
So for the past probably 6 years, in the field, like every time I go to the field, I completely avoid eating MREs or army food. I literally live on cereal and PB&J. And that's just because being deployed for 12 months with the same fucking 12 meals and as far as UGRAs and then the same MREs, you just get so fucking sick of it.
Yeah, it's called. There's actually a word for that. It's called menu fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
My mom had it.
so I would rather
she
just
just
subsist
fatigued from
on
dicks?
PB&J.
Oh, man. No, but she could really
Your
pour
mom
up
can
a
work
really
with my
good
mom.
cereal.
Oh my god.
She
Our
could
moms
pour a
can-
mean cereal.
Our moms can work together.
My mom didn't cook. I didn't eat.
So my point is, this is the first time in a very
Jamie
long
had a
time that
nice
I've had an
household.
MRE.
Yeah, I mean the MRE, and it's shocking. You'd think that I don't know, the ration that has to feed almost the largest army. The Russian army's bigger, but that has to do as much work as an MRE does would be they'd skimp on it. They'd make it cheaper, shittier. But I mean, it definitely tastes. I'll say it tastes the most processed.
Hold on, this might change it for me.
The MRE or the taste the most processed one?
I think the MRE tastes the most processed
Oh, for sure.
I disagree.
because they all taste the same. for
They
the
all
most
taste
part.
the same, but the pate
No, the pate is god awful.
and a few of a couple of the Russian dishes tasted super fucking processed.
That's just traditional Russian cuisine. You fucking xenophobe.
It's very fresh.
That's actually how.
Hold on. This might change it for me for the French MRE.
Now the French MRE does have a fold
And-
out spork.
Oh,
Everything
fucking
is
Jesus
better.
But
Christ.
it's the size of one finger.
It really is.
So Nick just folded out the
Spork.
foldable spork that came with the French MRE.
It's very tactical.
Very.
So we kind of have a consensus in our ranking: American first, Russian second,
Is
French
it
third.
because of
Yes.
familiarity?
No, I think the dessert tasted the best.
Yeah.
It did.
I think the Russian main course tasted better.
Which
One of them.
Yeah, this one.
The one that I had.
The red one. We're just gonna go because you can't
Yeah.
tell which one it is.
I agree with that.
And even the tuna salad wasn't bad.
the
but-
tuna salad was the French.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was bad. So
It wasn't the worst.
it wasn't the worst, but it was not good.
I'll say since we're comparing one meal to that, I think the Russian main course is better. The dessert, the Americans is better.
Oh, for sure. That fudge brownie was
Yeah,
bomb.
dude.
And I think for starters, it's kind of the cracker's better, but the cheese tasted like what I imagine Chester Cheeto comes.
After you say that, I am reluctant to say this. The Russian cheese is the one that I actually prefer out of all three.
I don't think the Russian one was the worst. I think the French one was
The French
worse.
one was
The French
bad.
one, yeah, the French
my
one
God.
was definitely Chester Cheeto cum.
Nah, I bet that man's way more flavorful than that.
I feel like his cum
He's-
more looks like the American one, but it tastes like the French one.
Yes.
That's diversity right
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
After all, that's what this podcast is about.
It's got to have that radioactive orange.
Yeah, definitely. It's the real chest. Oh God, he's dangerously cheesy.
Yeah.
But let's go for the real MVP here. The fucking beer and wine that cleansed our palate after each awful fucking bite.
I have chugged how big is this beer? In ounces?
24.
Yeah, a full pint of beer,
Yes.
and I can still taste paella.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with this
Yeah.
nice red we have.
So, if anybody in the French military is listening to us, I deeply apologize for what you have to eat when you're in the field.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, Americans have the best MRE, but fuck, I guess that's because we spend so much time in other people's country. Whoops. No, actually, Russians don't have that excuse anymore. They're catching up on the imperialism game. What up, guys? See you in Syria. Now, that's our episode that you, for some reason, paid for. Us chewing random things. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you to my lovely co-hosts for punishing yourself with me.
Never again.
Now we're gonna actually go eat actual dinner.
I'm lovely.
And
I don't even know if I can right now.
And I don't know if it's gonna.
I think I have to go shit.
You have to go take a paella.
Yes.
And now, whatever you give to the show, thank you for that. It goes to production costs. It goes to buying foreign MREs. It goes to buying books, and over 90% of it now, or about 90%, I think, is going to the Kurdish Red Crescent to help what little we can with the humanitarian crisis going on in Rojava. So thank you everybody for that. And we will never do this episode again.
Unless you send us some weird MREs.
Yeah,
that'd
you know
be
what? I
cool.
take it back. Send us Canadian, send us UK, send me whatever the fuck you want, and we'll eat it and we'll shit on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's do this.
Yep. But never again, pate. Never again.
Yeah, don't ever send us any French shit.
Until next
that
time.
was terrible.
Until next time, remember the new motto for the podcast: there's no life or nourishment in the meat.